Hello, hello, my beautiful angels, and happy full moon. Happy full moons. So, I felt called to create a releasing, cord cutting meditation for you on this full moon in Cancer, um, January 17th, 2022. And it can serve as a full moon cord cutting ceremony at any time that you feel you need to do a cord cutting, an energetic reset, a release of any kind. It's obviously best to do it around the full moon because of that heightened energy. It's a little more difficult as well because, it feels heavier and harder to get through. If you can't tell, I have actually been crying. I just finished my breathwork session with a full moon ritual that I do as a membership that I belong to. And I thought it was important to come on here with my puffy eyes, with, not looking like this stuff is easy because it's not. And my coach, actually, who runs the breathwork ritual ceremony, she just said to me, you're not here for easy things. You're here for the expansive life and the work that we have to do to get that, to release, to shift old beliefs and old identities, to do shadow work and face the things that we don't want to face about ourselves, or recognize lessons in difficulty, in struggle. That's not easy, but that is what creates expansion and what creates growth. So what better time to do it on the full moon in Cancer, also during the overlap period of Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde, when everything is heightened. I don't know about you, but the past week, 2 weeks, I have been feeling extremely confused, extremely frustrated, very resistant to the work I know is the way that you move through these things, like shadow work, like breath work, like meditation. My mind has been racing. I've been much more in my mind and out of my body. And there's things we can do to fix that, not fix, but there's things we can do to make that easier by like embodiment practices like yoga or things like that. But honestly, sometimes the chain of events comes in that way where you have to go through that discomfort to run back to your practices, to know that, okay, like, let me cry it out, let me journal it out, let me bring this up. And that frustration, that struggle, it it comes when you need it to reground and realize that the lesson comes in the struggle sometimes. And while struggling isn't always necessary, and sometimes we put ourselves through it and it's not necessary, like I said, but sometimes it's there, especially with like strong planetary alignments, like what's happening right now. Sometimes it's there to really bring up the ugly stuff, bring up the stuff that you don't want to deal with, and get you so frustrated and so um confused and not know what to do, where you have no choice but to surrender. And then in that surrender is the release of the emotions. And then you can start to kind of work through the why and the meanings of all of it, and any of that stuff. So I wanted to guide you through a cord cutting meditation. And then I also want to share with you some of the soul writing that I did after my breath work. It was kind of like channeled. I kind of just wrote it. I want to share it with you because it is in the form of kind of like some poetic affirmations, um, and mantras that I think can really, really benefit, um, whoever's listening to this, whenever you're listening to it, it's all divinely guided. So, going to get started on the meditation. It should be about maybe 10 minutes. And I'm just going to kind of guide you through a visualization. So, whenever you're ready, I'm going to cue the music and you can close your eyes. Close your eyes and just start to connect with your breath. Just noticing it right now, not forcing anything, just noticing. Does it feel resistant? Does it feel easy? Maybe it feels big or small. Whatever it is, allow it and accept it because it's perfect the way it is. Keep connecting and noticing your breath. Just get really present in your body. When we connect to the breath, we connect to our life source and we notice the very thing that keeps our body and our human self going that we tend to forget throughout the day with all the little nuances and frustrations and day-to-day activities that come into play. We don't realize how effortless our breath is constantly moving us through activities or tasks, emotions. Our breath is everything. And oftentimes it kind of seeps into the background as nothing. We don't even realize it's there. So take this time to acknowledge it, show some gratitude for the very thing that keeps you alive and keeps you moving through. I want you to imagine that you are in space, floating through space, weightless. No gravity exists. No grounding agents exist. You're just floating through space. And as you're floating, it's kind of gradual and slow. Everything is moving very slow around you. Not like our day-to-day life, which is usually busy and hectic. Everything is abnormally slow. And then suddenly, a great wind comes and starts to move really fast. You get thrown off. Your composure may feel like it is lacking. And as you try to grasp for something, anything to hold on to any sense of control, you grab a hand. You look up and it's you. It looks like you, but it doesn't feel like you. It feels like someone who has been where you are before, but is no longer where you are right now. It's your higher self. It's your future self. It's the magician that lives in you, that knows what's next, that knows that all the struggles you're going through are for a reason. It's the part of you that is watching and knowing that these struggles, this frustration is for a reason. You look up at her or him and you feel the warmth, the knowing, the love that they're sending you. They say it's all for a reason. It's all okay. You smile, believing them, but also knowing that this is very hard right now. But you trust them. Slightly below you, another gust of wind comes, and as it passes through your legs, a hand grabs onto your ankle. The hand feels like you, looks like you, but somehow isn't you on this timeline. You look down, and there's desperation and horror in their eyes. There's fear in their eyes. There is doubt, lack, scarcity in their eyes, looking up at you, horrified, trying to control where they're going. You realize that this is the identity, the you that you are about to shift out of. They are holding on for dear life, scared, grieving, not wanting to leave you. But just like in a movie, when only one person can survive if they let go of the person holding on to them, they are too scared to let go. But you're going to have to let go of them to step into the you that you're holding on to, your higher self. So think of it like a chain. There's your higher self, you in the middle, and your old identity that you're about to let go, grieving, scared, uncertain, holding on to you. Push and pull energy, resistance, blockage, uncertainty, bittersweet kind of feeling that is happening in your body right now, knowing that for rebirth, something must die first. And that's the old you, the old identity. So you look at her or him with love. You tell them that they served you well, but it's time to say goodbye. And you let go of them. You watch them float away into space. You look up at your higher self. And she or he just smiles and nods, knowing that the timeline of events is happening exactly how it's supposed to. Knowing that death has to happen before a new you, this you, can be birthed. Knowing that you are so brave stepping into the uncertainty of the new you, even if it's what you want. Oftentimes, what we want comes with fear of change and uncertainty. So it's a big step, but you're doing it as you just energetically cut off your old identity. Sit with that for a minute. And I want you to celebrate your bravery, your courage. Acknowledge that this is not easy, but you're doing it. And when you're ready, start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe move your eyes around under your eyelids. Shake your head yes and no if it feels good. Slowly start to bring movement and life back into the room, into your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. That meditation came to me as a channeled thing. I didn't script it. I thought of it the other day while I was meditating, and I realized that I had to record this for this full moon. So if you're listening to it at any full moon or on this full moon in Cancer, I'm so grateful for you for following the call to do this meditation with me. And now I'm going to read you the channeled work, the channeled soul writing that came to me after my emotional breathwork session that I just had about an hour ago. I am powerful as I am. I hold power within me. I am enough for my own success. I can and will hold myself accountable and generate my own discipline. I am here for the tests and the uncomfortable shit because it is a part of the process. Fear is okay. It means I'm growing. I free myself by allowing strong emotions to come up. Big energy, big growth, big power, all equal, big emotions, big uncomfortability, and big changes. The unknown is uncertain, and uncertainty allows for all possibilities. I am stepping into big fucking queen energy. This is my test to prove to myself and to the universe that I can and will show up with discipline and hold myself accountable to my dreams. I love me, but I'm stepping into something greater. That's what came to me, and I thought it would benefit you. Let me know in the comments if you like this style of video, if you would want one around each new moon and full moon. And feel free to hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification. If you enjoyed this video, let me know, give me a thumbs up so I know to make more of them. And I just want to leave you with a quote that I saw earlier today, or yesterday, I don't remember, during one of my card pulls. And it said that the caterpillar didn't know how to be a butterfly, but it had to trust the process of metamorphosis even though it looked like death and darkness. The caterpillar trusted and became a butterfly. So I'm just going to leave you with that growth and transformation, breakthroughs, accepting and taking on the dreams of your higher self and your next level self often feels like death, a death of your old identity, a cord cutting, so to speak, that we just did of the old you. And so if you feel darkness right now, know that it will pass, but just trust that it's there for a reason, and think of consciously every day, how can you love the darkness? How can you love the process and the transformation a little bit more, even though it feels hard and scary and uncertain? How can you put more love into it? So you can journal on those. I'll also put it in the description. I love you so much. And if you're going through any kind of transformation right now, I acknowledge you and I see you. And I just want you to know that the highest, next level, most expansive version of you is waiting on the other side of all this darkness. So embrace it. And she'll be here soon. I love you so much. And I'll see you on the next one.